Article 15 and its exceptions. Article 15 and its exceptions, or I would like to talk about various aspects of Article 15, various dimensions, because there are many clauses in Article 15. Now, Article 15 is one of the most discussed topics these days because of the economic reservation. Then the socially and economically, socially and educationally backward classes reservation. So, many things are involved in it. So, let us talk about Article 15 and its various dimensions. So, that is the topic. And Article 15 says prohibition of discrimination on grounds of, prohibition of discrimination on grounds of, very clearly mentioned, on grounds of religion, caste, sex, race, or place of birth. So, please see, there are 5 specific points mentioned: religion, race, caste, sex, race, or place of birth. So, 5 things: religion, caste, sex, race, or place of birth. So, prohibition of discrimination, that is the heading itself, and there are various articles in it. So, let us go one by one. Article 15(1) says, see, some of these are with clause by clause you should know, because fundamental rights are the most important rights, important part of the constitution for us. So, we must be, and these are very important from the exam point of view also. So, we may have to do. So, the state shall not discriminate. Article 15(1) says the state shall not discriminate against any citizen. Now, it is a citizen, whereas in 14 it was talking about a person. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, 14 talks about a person, now discriminate against any citizen. So, Article 15 is available only for citizens on grounds of again caste, religion. Let me write the same way, otherwise you may get confused. And on grounds of religion, caste, sex, race, or place of birth. So, it is very clear, a state shall not, state cannot discriminate, state shall not discriminate against any citizen on grounds only of, on grounds only, this only word is very important, on grounds only of religion, caste, sex, race, or place of birth, or any of them. Okay. So, 15(1) the state shall not discriminate. Now, coming to 15(2). So, same thing, now it is more elaboration of 15(1) is 15(2). Article 15(2) says, brackets means a subclause, no citizen on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth, or any of them be subject to any disability, restriction, or conditions with regard to what? With regard to access to shops, restaurants, restaurants, public places or places of public, hotels, places of public entertainment, So, access to shops, restaurants, hotels, places of public entertainments, or, so a person shall not be discriminated only on this basis. When access to shop, public restaurants, or public hotels, places of public entertainment, etc., or any access to use of wells, tanks, bathing ghats, or roads, or any facility for public purpose, or any facility for public purpose. any facility for public purpose or any facility for public purpose. A park, any recreation center, for anything for the general public, there shall be no discrimination, only on the basis of, see again, only on the basis of caste, sex, religion, place of birth, race. So that 5 things what I said, once again I am repeating, only on the basis of a citizen shall not be discriminated only on the grounds of religion, caste, sex, race or place of birth, while accessing shops, restaurants, hotels, places of public entertainment, or accessing wells, tanks, water tanks, bathing ghats, roads or any facility for public purpose or any facility for general public. So both 15(1) and 2 are talking only one thing, a person shall not be discriminated only on these 5 things. There can be other reasons for discrimination. See, for example, say in UPSC exam, they can say only graduates can apply, only those who are between the age of 21 to 32 in general category can apply. So that is okay. Other reasons can be there, but on these grounds, a person shall not be discriminated on any of these things. Now, Article 15(3) onwards, now exceptions begin. 15(1) and 2, no discrimination whatsoever on these 5 grounds. Now, 15(3) says, there can be, state can make special provisions for women and children. Women and children. 15(3) says there can be special provisions for women and children. So, there is no problem. Then 15(4) says the state can make special provisions for socially and educationally backward classes. State can make special provisions for socially and educationally backward classes. So, the constitution is very clear, social and educational backward. It is not mentioned social and economically backward. Socially, and Article 15(4) is specifically talking about socially and educationally backward classes or for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Okay, it is for including scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. Then 15(5) subsequently, so 15(4) onwards, First Amendment Act, reservations were introduced, Article 15(4) was introduced. Then 15(5) was introduced through 93rd Amendment Act. That was in, I think, 2006. It says there can be special provisions in educational institutions. 15(5) specifically deals with special provisions in educational institutions where we have more clarification whether government or private for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs. So there can be reservation, there can be special provisions in educational institutions whether government or private for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs except in minority education institutions, because already these minority education institutions are catering to some section. They also have certain rights, so they are already catering to them. So the exception given is minority education institute. So 15(5) 93rd Amendment Act, it was added only to speak specifically about the education institutions. So for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes, especially scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBCs, except in, and even if it is a government or a private institution, aided, unaided, private, even if it is a private education institution, there can be reservation that is 15.5. So, other than minority education institution, because minority minorities are already minority education institutions which are coming under Article 30. Minority education institutions come under Article 30. So, it is very clear that there can be discrimination, special provisions for educational institutions according to Article 15.5. Now, recently through the 103rd Amendment Act, so the 103rd Amendment Act, it is providing for economic reservation. So, now 103rd Amendment Act, latest is the 103rd Amendment Act, whereby 15.6 was added. 15.6. This is for for the economically weaker section. Now, a special provision for economically weaker section from the general category. So, other than the classes mentioned in 4 and 5. So, if it is not mentioned in 4 and 5, Article 15.4 and 15.5. So, 15.4 specifically talks about scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. In 15.5, we also talk about scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. So, the economically weaker among the forward, that is what we are saying, economically weaker section among the general category. So, special provisions for the advancement of economically weaker section in education institutions, including private education institutions, again in government or private education institutions, in government or private education institutions, other than minority institutions, again, other than minority institutions, and which up to a maximum of 10% reservation, 10% reservation. So, with this, the reservation has gone beyond 50%, we will come to those things. Now, it has become 60% reservation in the country, 40% for the merit and 60% for various categories. So, we have socially and educationally backward classes, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC will come under the socially and educational backward classes. They cover 50% of the reservation in the country, and another 10% for economically weaker section among those who are not getting this benefit of socially and educationally backward, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. There is reservation for them in educational institution, 10% reservation for economically weaker from general category. See, this is a law recently passed in 2018. So, naturally, the Supreme Court has not come up with a final verdict. We have to wait and watch. We do not know what will be the verdict, but we will talk about that separately. So, this is Article 15.6. Article 15.6 deals with economically weaker section from the general category or economically weaker section from those who are not coming under the socially and educationally backward classes, that is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and OBC. So, once again I am repeating Article 15, we started with 15, it says prohibition of discrimination. Article 15 deals with prohibition of discrimination only on the grounds of, Article 15 says prohibition of discrimination only on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth or any of them. 15.2 says no citizen shall be discriminated again only on these grounds in access to shops, wells, tanks, bathing ghats, roads or any facility for general public. But 15.3 onwards exceptions begin. There can be special provisions for women and children, for socially and economically backward classes 15.4, then 15.5 education institution, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC. So, 93rd Amendment Act. So, 15.5 was introduced by in the 93rd Amendment Act, then 15.6 talks about economically weaker section among the general category. So, the guarantee, now a couple of points I would like to add here is, The guarantee of Article 15 or under Article 15 is available only to citizens. The first point, one comment which I would make is only to citizens. It is not available for non-citizens or outsiders. So, the way it is there in Article 14. Number 2, it says special provision for the protection of women and children, I already said, and the First Amendment Act added 15(4), socially and educationally backward classes. 93rd Amendment Act added 15(5). 103rd Amendment. And as I mentioned, 93rd Amendment Act was specifically for education institution. And regarding the 93rd Amendment Act, Supreme Court said that yes, it is constitutionally valid. Supreme Court has accepted the constitutional validity of the 93rd Amendment Act and the Article 15(5). But only condition Supreme Court kept at that time was that in the 93rd Amendment Act, the creamy layer among OBCs should be kept away. Creamy layer. Creamy layer means those who are comparatively well off within the economically and socially and educationally backward community. Anyway, so this concept, creamy layer and all, I will talk separately. So that is how Article 15 is placed. Okay. So 6 articles, 3 amendments to Article 15, and all the 3 for providing reservation for positive discrimination of various sections. 15(6), the final word is yet to be out. Supreme Court is yet to give a verdict on the legal or rather the constitutional validity of 15(6), because there are many questions about Article 15(6). I will be dealing with that Article 15(6), where economically weaker section reservation in a separate video. So that's all about Article 15.